when you're this good. Bound to risk an IMP. Well, let's see how this works. Got my hawk along the dotted line.
Hello from Canada, Smitty here. And you might be wondering what happened to the other one. Well, don't worry about that, little guy, because we got a million of these, because I don't really like them. Let's not let that stop us. So as per usual in the Canadian IMPs, or the individual meal packs, we have everything laid out nice and easy. Things haven't really changed since the late 80s in these bad boys, just kind of the ingredients and menu list. So, we have the chicken and vegetable stew, the sliced apples, our Pain hamburger bun, chocolate nut mix, 2 ice sports drinks, a beverage bag, 2 peanut butters, 1 jam, a Kit Kat, Cutter coffee, Frank's Red Hot Sauce, matches, our maple mint, Tic Tacs, and our spoon and napkin. So the chocolate nut mix is actually pretty good. It's got goji berries, chocolate covered cranberries in it, pistachios, almonds. It's pretty decent. Although it is very susceptible to heat damage. It usually comes stuck together. This one's not too bad though. The shelf-stable hamburger bun. It's not cut all the way through, so be careful. So these things smell fantastic. You know, they're always a little squished looking, but they are fairly springy for a bread product that just kind of chills out inside a pack for 3 years. This is a nice little 160 gram pack of sliced apples, and they are fantastic. They're usually fairly crisp and delicious. I want to make a small little edit though. By the power of film, that is here. It's a nice sweetened sort of syrup they're in. And I like it a whole lot better than the applesauce, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of applesauce. This is our 250 gram main, and you can heat this in the retort pouch. You can boil it in the pouch for 5 minutes or so. The Canadian IMPs don't actually come with a heater bag. It's kept separate just because these packs aren't actually waterproof, so they can't transport them on a plane. Although they are saying IMP 20 will actually have a waterproof pouch, so kind of the thinking behind that, I hope, is that we're going to end up seeing heater bags or FRHs inside the rations. So that'll be pretty nice. To be honest, every once in a while I like to try these things cold just to see how they fare. That's kind of the main complaint, you know, you hear from the guys. They're like, it's fine and dandy to actually heat these things up, but try them cold. Sometimes your opinion changes. If you're the type of guy that can go and eat a can of ravioli cold without warming it up, I think you'd do just fine. Having 2 packs of peanut butter is actually pretty sweet. You know, it's slightly sweet, and there are a couple added vitamins and some sugar and a little bit of rapeseed oil. That's how you can tell this is an American product. We call that canola. Jeez. I usually have this open face just to balance it out. It's just a better mixture. Then you can use this to sop up whatever's left over. Nice handy fill line. Gusseted bottom. How can you go wrong? There's a predominance amongst certain people to just kind of throw a bunch of water in there and hope that it's the right amount and then complain that it's too watery. This way, there is no guessing. Throw that right on the coaster. Gusseted bottom. Ta-da! So there she be. I'm even having this cold because what the hey. I love these sporks that they're now issuing with these back in 2017. Just simply because, like, this would have been a slippery, sloppy affair with these little guys. There is a little rubberiness to them, but in general, I don't think it really detracts from how tasty these things actually are. Though, I mean, like, when you start talking about sweet, IMPs are very sweet. Like, I'm a salty kind of guy. Not just my comments online, but also, I really crave, you know, like the salt and fat. And this thing kind of is more or less tuned for quick, easy carbs, right? Sugar, 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 sugar. The pistachios are kind of underwhelming. I don't actually know what these goji berries are. I don't actually know if they're supposed to be so firm. They're like very small raisins. Not that great a flavor. The one saving grace to this mix, not only are the almonds, which are you know, tried and true. But these chocolate covered cran raisins, nice dark chocolate coating. Oh, they're perfect. There is something in here that gives it a slight bitterness with the chocolate in there. It really does kind of cut that and improve the situation. Wash that down with some 3-in-1. It doesn't mix perfectly. It takes a little time, but cold, it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a melted ice cap. If you're familiar with Tim Hortons, the Kit Kats always seem to actually hold up really incredibly well. If you're familiar with Tracy Phillips' channel, if you aren't, check him out. If you're familiar with him, he used to eat these for breakfast, like on the regular, and I cannot fault him for that. I mean, these things are just fantastic. Like, I would say I'm a bigger fan of the coffee crisps than these, but still, what I'm loving about this menu is that I didn't put it in a frickin' bowl and try to eat it in less than 10 minutes. I still have flashbacks, actually, every time I eat this main. that chicken really kind of hits back and makes me remember incredibly vivid details about that experience. Gun dogging it up to the max challenge created by G Schultz 9. Oh boy. So this is kind of like a blue raspberry flavor to it. It's not like the Gatorade Glacier, I think, the blue one. That one's got a bit more of a crisp flavor to it. This one is like predominantly blue raspberry. Time to take a little taste of the old open-faced sandwich. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I mean, like, you could put the other pack of peanut butter on this and maybe make a sandwich, but I think at the end of the day, you're just better off served doing this. Like, the bun itself, it doesn't really have, like, the same glutinous texture that you're really going to be used to with a fresh product. It's more almost flakier. This is a pretty standard stew, right? You got your potatoes, carrots, there's dehydrated onion in it, peas, chicken, a couple other herbs and spices. I believe there's garlic in it. I think the gravy in it's a real winner. The one thing that I find detracts from this main is actually some of the chicken chunks are incredibly large. If you're not kind of fleecing it and distributing it, you might end up with a gigantic chunk of very flaky, slightly dry chicken. Like, that's a little too big. And it is a canned chicken product, so sometimes it's indistinguishable from tuna. Yeah, you know, like, their quality control could probably be a little better. That's a lot of blood. This might gross some people out, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I have actually found bone chunks, just where they weren't doing the old quality control just as well as they should. Oh well. I actually think this main could use a little bit of pepper. That would probably be pretty killer. The hot sauce works, so brightens it up the dish. I think it was around the early 2000s when they got rid of pepper. Kind of a shame. So, overall, a fantastic little dish. Like, it's not amazing, and I do get bored of it because there just seems to be so many of them. Like, I don't know why I have like 8 of them still. I swear I've used one in the Gun Dog Challenge. I've probably eaten 3 or 4 of them. I think I gave one away to somebody. If you start getting packages from me and all it contains is chicken stew, sorry. Still, it's pretty good. If you're curious about the old maple mint, the compressed napkin, take a look at a couple of my other videos, IMPs. I always cover this, but it just swells up. It's great. Well, right the heck on. This was pretty decent. Thank you guys for coming by. You know, I am just shocked and awed by this community and how generous and kind you all are. I don't think I've earned it. You know, I'm just kind of messing around with this whole hobby, but I really got to thank you guys for all the support. There's too many of you guys to name to thank, but I guess this video, just go check out Tracy Phillips' channel. Have a gander. He's a beauty. Right on. Don't be hosers. Subscribe. Take care.
I'm kidding. It's full of foam.